Welcome to another episode of Married with Video Games. I'm your host, Matthew.
I'm your host, Christina.
And I played through Black Myth Wukong. Bling, 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 bling. I'm sorry, I was just doing our theme song.
Oh, okay.
I have absolutely nothing.
This was a game that we played.
It was definitely a game we played. It took a long time to beat.
Yeah, we did enjoy it. We just have some frustrations with some bosses.
Yes, to a point of deleting the game.
Yes.
And reinstalling it to beat it, though I typed up this podcast.
After you had uninstalled the game.
After I uninstalled the game, and then I went back, reinstalled it, and beat it, and... Ugh.
Yeah, the last section of bosses is a lot. We didn't even do the secret final boss that gets you the true ending.
No, and I skipped Rock Boss.
Yeah, I didn't. That was okay.
And I missed some bosses in some areas with things and stuff. But I mostly had fun.
Yeah, that's a solid 10-4.
Yeah. You play through the iconic story of Journey to the West, a Chinese myth about the monkey Wukong and his battle with the gods. You play a monkey who is recovering all the lost relics of Wukong and challenging the Divine Court.
Yes. You're technically getting his senses back, so his six senses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you take on the mantle of Wukong. You're not actually the Sung Wukong, but you get his name at the end, which is...
You're the next iteration of him, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, we played on PS5. It released on PC and PS5 on August 20th, 2024. I had no sassy type-up remarks on this one.
I know, I was very sad. You were very angry when you typed this up, though. You were
angry.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This game was a rough one at one point for me. It was so awful.
It was literally 2 bosses away from the final boss, or 1 boss away.
Second to last boss,
Second to last
believe.
boss. Yeah. Yep. That's where this game finally broke us.
The funny part is I don't even remember it.
The mantis boss.
Oh, I do remember it
Inside
now.
of Baji's stomach, or however you pronounce his name.
Yeah, he is the worst.
That was awful.
And then I beat him in like the first or second
the
try.
second try when you finally re-downloaded it. It was, So yeah, no sassy comment from you, but I have reviews.
All right, let's do that.
I pulled these so long ago I don't remember them.
Yes.
Metacritic, 81 from critics, 8.2 from users. So, very same.
Mm-hmm.
Games radar positive. Combat gets a little samey. It doesn't help that many normal enemies are so slow, weak, or easily staggering that they're non-threatening. But chaining focus heavies and slow-mo perfect dodges is so dang fun that I was never close to bored. Sound design puts in a lot of work. The woody thunk of your staff battering a shield, the resonant gong of cracking iron-skinned monsters, the glassy swish as you spin around a boss in slow motion. You feel details like this in the heat of the moment, like tiny rewards for playing well, and it makes duels more impactful. Black Myth Wukong is at its best in boss fights. There are dozens and dozens of bosses, back-to-back at times, and most of them are real spectacles. Some are rehashed, but the audiovisual feast is delightful. Levels sometimes feel like mere appetizers before the next boss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially early on.
Oh, yeah. Definitely the first 2 chapters just feel like you're wandering the world to find the next boss.
Yeah, very much so. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
What's our negative?
Game rant negative.
Got it.
Frustration comes from a lack of direction late in the game, but players will also get annoyed at the game's more unforgiving boss battles. Part of the problem with Black Myth Wukong's boss fights is that the leveling system doesn't allow them to directly upgrade their base stats like they can in most other Souls-like games. It instead uses skill trees, which means sometimes dumping points into pointless abilities and attributes to get what you really want. A certain merchant will take a limited quantity item that lets players level up their characters in a more traditional way, but these upgrades never feel particularly substantial.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, most of the negatives that I found were actually the lack of a map. which we discovered in like chapter 4 that there was a map, but that was added in the December update of the game.
Yeah, so they added a map to the game.
Yes, and it definitely helps because I could not remember where you were going or where you had been.
The first few areas, I didn't feel like I needed one.
Yeah, that's
fair. It was
fair.
only chapter 4 that I had no clue where I was going.
It was so long and so big and so windy. That's the one with like the spiders in the mines, right?
Yes. Chapter 2, probably the desert area, probably needed a map.
Yeah, that's fair.
But 3, 1, and 5 were fine.
5 was very, very linear.
The 6, the big open area, yeah, you need a map. I couldn't find anything anywhere.
Yeah.
Everything looked exactly the same.
It really did.
It was cool, but I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, you got your fancy flying ability at that point.
Oh, yeah, I could fly around.
That level definitely felt incomplete, but...
Yes.
That's okay.
There wasn't much to do. It was literally finding bosses.
Finding the bosses to recreate the staff? Is that what you were getting?
Well, you got his armor.
Oh, the armor. Yeah,
and then
you were getting the
found
armor,
his
and then you
staff,
found his staff
and then
at the
you fought
end.
the final boss. Or the final boss, not the secret final boss.
Not the secret final boss in that temple area that we did not go back to.
Yeah. So, as we saw in the review, the game is pretty much a boss rush.
Souls-like boss rush.
Yeah. There are areas to explore in Souls-like combat, quotes, along the way, but mainly you use your staff, some fancy magic spells, and armor, all which can be upgraded to beat over 100 bosses in the game.
There's so many bosses.
There's lots of optional areas and bosses that can fight and be easily missed, I might add.
Yes, there is a secret area in every chapter. You literally just had me Google how to get to them because some of them were... Most of them, well, they were all side quests.
So there's one character, just for example, if you don't find him and talk to him in every chapter, he's just gone. He disappears. If you miss him,
right?
yeah, I found him in the first, went back to see where he wasn't found a boss that I missed.
That was funny.
But missed him. So there is plenty of optional content and light exploration, I would say, in most levels to find where you want to go.
Yeah, there's also not a lot of like foraging for materials. I feel like that's very few and in between.
Making medicines seemed... There was very few that I was using regularly.
Yeah.
The defense up one, the attack up one, generally the status effect for whatever boss I was fighting one. Like, so anti-shock, anti-cold,
Yeah.
etc., etc. Then I would use one that either didn't drain focus or the revive one for the final boss because I needed that.
Yeah, the other thing, I don't know where we're talking about gameplay, so this probably fits in there. There was no good way to really recover your mana in between, like during a boss fight.
And I think that was mostly the point of the game, is that your mana use is limited. You have a gourd that will refill a bit of your mana.
Tiniest bit.
So you have to either be good enough to get through the phases so you don't need to use it, or...
hang on to it until you do need it.
That's correct.
Because the spells that you get are pretty sweet.
Yeah, you can freeze an enemy in place, including bosses. You can summon clones of yourself. There was a transformation spell, and then there was either a cloud step, a circle of fire, which I never used,
Yeah.
and then harden rock spell, which counted as a parry move, basically.
Yes.
There's no parry, it was always dodging. I think there was another spell I'm missing in there. Oh, one where you could forego magic and just boost all your offenses.
Oh.
And so it would basically lock you out of magic for the duration, but it would deal extra damage.
Oh, interesting.
And I never used that one, mostly because I liked my rock hard or my cloud step ability.
You used Cloud Step for a while, and then you went to the Rock Hard. And then
I was pretty good with the rock hard, though.
You were pretty good with the timing. The timing in this is so particular. I would not have been able to do it because literally the perfect parry was almost after the boss hits you is what it felt like watching it.
It was, you had
Very
to catch
late.
the swing, and there's a lot of the delayed swings and
my
all that
gosh.
stuff. So it was really a difficult once you're playing it, it was an enjoyable gameplay experience for the most part. But there are certain bosses, and I'll cover it, and we have an area for it.
For frustrations.
Yeah, literally the topic is frustrations. But the bosses, there is a huge spike in difficulty in some of them, and I have 3 that come to mind.
We can talk about those in the frustrations.
Yeah, and over there, but I'll name them here. It was the Mantis boss, which made me delete the game. It was the Centipede boss, the main boss for Area 4.
Oh, yeah, he did suck.
And then there was a flying one, and then Wukong himself, and that's just because it was a final boss.
That final boss fight was insane.
It was very difficult.
Was it
4 phases.
4 phases.
But it did save your progress if you got through the first 2.
Yes.
So you only had to do the last 2 when you're fighting the boss.
Oh my gosh. Like we obviously knew the first phase. We're like, oh, this is definitely phase 1 just because you were doing so much damage when you hit him. And for a final boss for a Souls-like game, like it's not going to be that easy. And then there was the second phase. We're like, okay, we got through that. And we're like, oh, there's a third phase. Oh, okay. And then I think you died. And then I think you beat it. And then the fourth phase started and we were like, what the heck?
In the fourth phase, he takes all your abilities.
Yeah.
He not your magic, but he takes away a lot of your essence. He takes all the essences from you.
It's a very frustrating fight. You did really, really good with it, though. I think you only died 3 times total.
Yeah, it was a hard fight. I was certain I wasn't going to beat it.
I had no idea what was going on in that fourth phase most of the time. It was so fast.
There's a point where I went, I think I have this.
I could tell when you got to that point, too.
It was a little over the halfway because I was dodging really well. I was hitting my marks. It was a tough fight.
Yes.
This game, however, is literally an adaptation of the story Journey to the West. I've never read this story.
I have also never read it, and a lot of the complaints in the reviews I read were basically like, if you don't know anything about Journey to the West, there's not really anything to connect to because there's a lot of characters that they, just show up in this that are in Journey to the West. So if you've read it, you're like, oh, that's cool. That's so-and-so.
Yeah.
We didn't really have those moments because neither of us have read it.
Yeah. Long story short, the gist is that Wukong is defeated early on, but you're gathering his essences, his armor, his weapons to become the next Wukong. As we said in the intro. But there are a lot of cutscenes. They're very well animated.
Very well animated.
I thought it was, for what it was well told. You knew what you were doing, even though they weren't explaining anything to you.
No, each chapter was kind of its own novel in and of itself, like its own story. It didn't super connect to the next chapter necessarily, especially because you were in like a completely different part of the world as well. So it's kind of nice to have those little vignettes of characters, I guess.
Yeah, and it was nice to see like there was a nice sub story for each chapter, and that made more sense than the overarching story to me.
Yes,
it was almost like you were playing through 5 different people's stories, even though you were playing through
Wukong's
story at the same time. So it was. Overall I enjoyed it, and I actually especially liked the story in chapter 4.
Oh, with the spider?
With the spider and the pig.
And the spider and the pig, yes. That was a very good one.
Let's call it Charlotte's Web.
It was Charlotte's Web.
It was actually very well told. It was enjoyable to play through. Even your character is a mute. He does not speak.
You are a wordless monkey.
But the characters that do speak were very well voice acted. They did a phenomenal job.
I heard it's even better if you kept it in the Chinese.
Oh, I'm sure it was fantastic.
Yeah, we had the English subtitles.
English subtitle.
And another one of the complaints was like, oh, the animations don't line up with the English words. And I'm like, it's made by a Chinese developer. They're not going to reanimate it to make it line up in English.
And even then, this is their first game they've made. Right. And it was a AAA game, and it sold
so fast.
20 million copies.
Yes.
Almost instantly.
Like I could tell none of these people grew up on Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah,
like don't worry that the lips don't match what's going on. You know it's a Chinese game, and they're speaking Chinese. Just deal with the dubs.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't care that much. It was a pig talking
I know.
anyway.
Exactly.
Okay. And all the humans in the game, I'm throwing up air
Quote, unquote.
quote unquote here, are Yaoguais, like spirits anyway, of some kind of creature.
Yes.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was great. It was wonderful.
I do.
No yelling on the bus.
Good, great, wonderful. No yelling on the bus.
Okay. Frustrations. We already talked about this. There's a crazy variety of bosses. Some are not challenging at all.
Correct.
Some of them I felt were very enjoyable and fun to play. Mm-hmm. That gave me a challenge, and it was worth going through and doing them. I'll give a prime example of that. He was very frustrating, but it was the very first boss you encounter, the very first optional boss you encounter. The headbutt spirit that I used most of the game.
Yes.
That was very good boss design. He's very difficult, but beating him felt so good.
Yes, it really did. That was 2 nights worth of playing to try to beat him. And after the first night, you were like, I need to leave and level up and come back.
And I did.
And you had got some armor at that point too. And so when he would hit you with that clapping move, it didn't take you down as much because that was almost a one shot the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one to learn from. And even that tiger boss in the temple, he was frustrating.
But I thought he was more of a fair fight.
He was definitely still a fair fight.
Once I learned that you could see him disappear, once you learned his patterns, it takes a while because he has a huge move set.
Yes.
But I was able to beat him.
Yes.
It took me a few nights, but I beat him after going and leveling up, going different areas.
Mm-hmm.
I came back and I was like, I'm going to beat this guy. And I did. The frustrating ones were... This is one of the first game. This is the second game I think I've deleted. No. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I just said, screw it, we're going to watch the ending. Because that Sephiroth fight is an hour.
Oh, that sucked so hard.
It was an hour-long fight.
Yes. Yeah, you gave up. We watched it that night. And then you woke up early that next morning and ended up beating it while I was still sleeping. Mm-hmm. And then we deleted the game.
But I beat it to get the quote-unquote achievement for beating the game, and then I left.
We did not care about platinuming that game.
This game, the Mantis boss fight, was so incredibly frustrating.
I don't even have words, and I was trying to explain to my best friend like how frustrating it was, and I went to look up a video on YouTube just to show her. And it was this guy that was like, oh, this boss really isn't that hard if you use Cloud Step. And he used Cloud Step. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's super easy at that point because you disappear from his view and then he's attacking nothing instead of you. You literally, in that second phase, when you get him down to 70%, there's barely enough time to heal before he's on you again. So there's no, like, giving him any damage. It was so much.
Extremely frustrating. It's just constant movement, attacking ability / and it's 70%. It's not 50%. Once you get him to 70, he's full on phase 2.
Yeah, resheaths his little mantis claws and blood and
it goes all crazy.
Yeah.
It was just, and it was to a point of not being, it wasn't enjoyable. I felt like I wasn't learning. I just felt like I was getting my butt beat in.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to get as good at these games as I used to.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty proficient at them.
Yeah.
But when it gets that frustrating and becomes unfun for me, it's just not worth it. I realized I was being stubborn. I had a really rough, tired week for the past couple weeks.
It was a perfect storm of things.
So my gamer pride came back in. I re-downloaded. I beat the last bosses. But this one was really tough. The last boss is insane spike in difficulty.
It's an insane spike in difficulty, but I feel like beating him felt good, whereas beating the Mantis was just like, thank God that's over. Like, it didn't feel good. You were just defeated at the end of it. But beating Sun Wukong was like, holy crap, I did it.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to do it. I was literally at a point of despair of like, I don't know if I can do this fight.
Yes. Yeah.
I was shocked I was able to do this fight. honest to God, I was absolutely shocked. I did it, and I said, I don't care about the secret boss. I'm not doing it. Because people say that it is twice as hard as that
They
fight.
said there was one of the walkthroughs was like, oh, the Sun Wukong, or whatever they call him in this, I can't remember, isn't as bad as Erlang Shen. Like, oh, well, that's the secret final boss to get you the actual ending of the game.
Yes.
And I did end up watching a YouTube video of it. And I don't know that it was as like intense and insane as that, but you take him on again. You take him on in like chapter 1 or chapter 2.
Very beginning of the game.
Very beginning of the game. And you get him almost down, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then he takes you up into the clouds, and you take on the 4 giant gods that you take on at the very beginning of the game when you're playing as Sun Wukong, all at once. And then you go back to fighting just him in that form. So there's 3 phases to that battle. So not as intense, but like just as long, and probably, not enjoyable either.
No.
So,
Boo.
yeah, we did not bother with that one.
It's a long game, everybody. This is not a short game. I think I put 40 or 50 hours into this game.
I thought you were closer to 60.
I
It's
may have-
about 40 hours.
But I did a lot of the optional content. So I think 60, if you were at 100% this game, it's probably 70 to 80 hours would be my guess.
I think so. I did want to say one of my pluses for this game, even though it's a Souls-like, even though they say it's not a Souls-like, when you die, there's no death penalty.
No, there's none.
So you don't have to go back and regather your souls if you die somewhere. You just respawn at the nearest...
Yeah, you might have to fight a few enemies and get to the boss again and just keep going and going.
But you don't lose all your spirits. You don't lose anything. I thought that was very nice. It was one less thing to worry about in a constant boss rush of a game.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. 7.5.
Really?
7.5.
Okay.
It's a very good game. This 7.5 is a bit biased. It is not my 100% cup of tea, but I really liked the gameplay for the most part. I just felt that some of the bosses, I always like a steady incline of a boss fight. This was like steady incline, way drop off, shoot through the roof,
yeah.
down. It never kind of settled anywhere.
No.
In terms of difficulty. And the last 2 bosses were huge spike, gigantic spike, and then I'm sure there's like a step up from that last one too. So it was just a huge undertaking at the end of the game.
I feel like this one was a lot for us to consistently play as well, just given like we didn't know if it was going to be a chiller night playing this game or if it was going to be something more intense where you'd be battling like one boss and that's it, because he would knock you on your butt 6 times.
Yeah.
So it took us a while to get through this. I don't think we posted anything in February.
No.
So
this
is
February.
why.
This was all of February and most of January. So
Yeah, because we did Astrobot.
Astrobot.
Oh gosh, I don't want to do those stupid speedrunning levels.
You don't have to. All right, what'd you give this game?
7.5.
Oh well.
I was gonna do an 8, but 7.5 feels fair to me.
I was an 8.5 until the last 2 bosses.
Yeah, I thought you would be closer to a 9 just because you do like your Souls games.
I like Souls games. I actually really think this was a very, very good game.
The inconsistency with the bosses.
Inconsistency of the bosses killed me, and that is the whole point of the game.
That's all this game is bosses.
That being said, if it was really consistent, I think it would have been a 9.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a 9 if it was a consistent incline. You're always going to hit a little bump in the road, but the bumps in the road of this game were just huge.
That all those secret bosses, the longs, all the dragon bosses, that lightning one also was a huge spike in trying to beat him too. But he got you a super excellent transformation.
And beating him felt satisfying.
Yes.
And not, it was a sigh of relief, but it was also very like, yeah, I did it. You know, like I was super happy at it. And when I came back and fought him, I was much more leveled up and felt much more equipped to fight him.
Felt more like a fair fight.
Yes,
rather than...
than getting my butt handed to me.
Good recovery.
Okay, everybody, we're at Gaming Marriage. Gamingmarriage@gmail.com. We're playing
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Because we want to play Split Fiction.
We do want to play Split Fiction. Claire Obscure comes out next month. I don't know if there's anything that's coming out this month that we're going to...
I want to play South of Midnight.
South of Midnight. She'll probably play that on Game Pass. Because I will.
He has a fancy gaming laptop now. So.
I do. I'm using it to look at everything here.
He is. It's very fancy.
It's super fancy. Claire Obscure's next month. And then she's playing Ni no Kuni. We may or may not do a review, depending on like if we jump into it really. But she's playing the original Ni no Kuni.
That's the RPG one. I played that one night. Yeah, that was fine.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So
yeah,
we'll dive back into it. That'll be our casual.
This was a very short podcast for such a long game.
I'm so happy it's over.
I know.
I'm just so happy I'm not playing it every night.
I got out of the shower and you were sitting on the couch and I'm like, we got to do our podcast. We've been putting this off for like a week.
Yeah, we've been busy though. Last week was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was a busy week work-wise and yeah.
I'm reluctantly playing Call of Duty tomorrow too.
Ugh, I get to watch Severance.
So you'll be happy.
I will.
If you hear silent or loud cussing from the other room.
Screaming and then silence.
It'll be silent screaming. My insides will be reaching out in terror.
Did you play Call of Duty before? What did you used to play with JP?
Call of Duty.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Play Call of Duty through 2 or 3 for Black Ops. So
okay.
Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty 3, and then stopped.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's not your cup of tea anymore.
No. That's a hard no.
Yeah, you and JP played that when we first started dating.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Been playing Call of Duty for a while. Played lots of Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all good there, though.
I watched my dad play Doom on the computer.
Have I made you play Doom?
No, but you've talked about making me play Doom.
I'll make you play Cellco.
Okay.
It's a Doom mod. I'll make you play that. You'll enjoy that.
But I kind of want to play... They put Doom in a PDF. You can play Doom in a PDF.
I'll download the map of Minecraft where you go in and play Doom in Minecraft.
Oh my God, I just love that Doom is on everything.
I think you can play it on your on the fridges, the smart fridges. Yeah.
Yes.
That and Skyrim's on everything.
Well, they keep putting Skyrim out and Grand Theft Auto 5, so...
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
That's all we got.
Yeah, we're out.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.